So, Drilly, tell me about yourself and why the name Drillminister.
Me, South London, born and raised in that. And just literally, I feel I minister the drill in it. Like I put the political edge on what is happening to our community, and this is the music I do it through. So it's just only a fitting name. So that it was kind of given to me by friends and that, and then Young Drilly by the people. That's what they call me. So yeah.
Now, drill has kind of got a lot of flack from the media, and politicians use drill as a blame and a reason for why there's a rise in knife crime. But would you agree with that?
No, totally wouldn't agree with that, because the policies that are in place, the education system that's in place, the things that are throwing us onto the street and not giving us a future, and then making idle hands for the devil is nothing to do with us. Obviously, choices is to do with individuals. We can always pick up on an individual, but what's going on with that individual? No one's taking time to ask. So I wouldn't say that a music or a book someone's reading is the reason why they're doing something. If someone wants to do something, they want to cause another person harm, they're going to do that regardless. Don't matter if they're in Timbuktu, if they're in London, if they're in New York, don't matter what music they're listening to. If you offend me, or you offend my parents, or you offend my family, or you touch my friend, something's going to happen regardless. It doesn't make no difference. I think the music and the demographic that man's coming from is being used as the scapegoat, because the politicians are out of touch with the youth, and politicians are out of touch with the society that they've created. So what better than to go in and investigate, rather than to just throw a blame and throw a title on something and say, yeah, it must be the music, but have they even listened to a drill album or listened to a drill artist's complete catalogue? No. You just hear 2-3 songs on YouTube and then plastered everybody with the same brush. It's like me listening to one thing from K-pop and then saying, yeah, all these guys just talk about is this particular subject, but what do I know about K-pop? You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
I always say that. I feel like these issues are much more deeply set and deeply embedded. But I do feel like music can maybe be used to amplify a problem, but it's not creating the problem. 100%. For me, it's not creating the problem. But why do you think the media fixates so much on drill, and I guess putting the negative connotations in drill and blaming them for this knife crime rise?
Because today it's not a problem when it's in art areas. When it's art areas like the London riots type of thing, man, them was destroying their own areas, just burning up their own shops, whatever blame they was putting on us. It's all good when it's in art areas, but then when your little son or your little nephew in, like, I don't know, Shropshire or wherever it may be, a more affluent ends, starts to imitate and want to be like man, and then starts to pick up on what you've created in the society, but you're maybe the politician, but your son wants to be like man now. Nice in your home, nice a problem. This is when all of a sudden, oh, it's anybody's kid. But when it's our cousin or whatever that's dying out here, you're not caring. True. So it's a double standard. And because of that, that's why drill is the main problem, because back in the day, maybe my parents' time or whatever, there wasn't that many even urban people on the television. You like, when somebody urban was on the TV, everyone's running to the TV to say, yo, there's a black guy on the TV. So now where we've got YouTube and you can't really hide us, what are you gonna do? Now it's a problem. You can't really stop us. We're charting. We're getting mortgage money now. Can't really stop us. Can't gentrify us. You can't move us out of the ends. Man are buying their mum's house and staying in the ends. What now? Can't gentrify us. Can't put a coffee shop next door and charge £10 for coffee. Man ain't gonna have that. So that's the main problem with the thing. That's why you want to get rid of the music, because this is now making us be landowners. This is now making us get our business right, get finances, like, you know what I'm trying to say, get big loans from the bank, make us have businesses, open little stores and stuff, like, through this, like, which is not meant to be happening. And you want us to be working in Asda, stacking them shelves, but it's not happening right now. So this is why you're trying to put this onto the music, trying to stem us, but you can't stop us, because internet, distribution, everything goes to man's account. You can't stop that.
It's true.
So seems to be the problem to me.
And I think you make a good point as well, because it feels like it really does feel like the media racializes the knife crime problem when we know that knife crime is a problem that affects everybody. Now, when I say that, I mean, it seems for me that most of the reports that make it to the headlines seem to be the black people or the black crimes. Why do you think this racializing is happening?
Because nobody likes to look in the mirror, innit? The people that are the editors of these newspapers, I'm not judging or saying that I know. I'm not in there doing a report or whatever, but I'm guaranteeing the head editor of the Daily Mail, the head editor of the Guardian, the head editor of all these news outlets, the head editor of all these people, ain't no black don from the block or no Albanian guy from the block. Like, these are the highly educated people from big backgrounds. So, and it's not a bad thing. It's not negative. Like, get it how you live it, but you're not going to talk on a background that is your background. You're always going to, like I said, no one wants to look in the mirror. So you're going to look on the next person and put blame because it's easier to do that. Like, I'm not a car line that I'm ain't going to come out with statistics and history and them things there. But man's going to come out with the reality of we are not a massive percentage in this country if we're talking about ethnics and that. We're not a massive percentage. So if we're not a massive percentage, where's the black guy that's in, I don't know, like Leamington Spa and these, there's no black people in these places. I'm not saying there isn't. There's probably one black Donny there.
But it's a low percentage.
There's low percentage. Like, there's probably 2 black people in the primary school and that. So what, are they causing all the knife crime in them areas? No, they're not. There's a mass knife crime epidemic happening to all backgrounds.
In Glasgow.
But you're just focusing on the man because this is what is easier to do. The music ties in with it. It all looks like it's the same thing. So you can just tie it all in. But what they're not realizing is that there's emotional scarring. Man talking about something so violent, man having to describe and boost their ego in that way, what's really going on, what's not happening, what opportunities are not there that's making man have to do that. Like, there must be something deeper going on, but no one's willing to ask the questions. You're just willing to throw the book at man and say, yeah, they're a lost part of society, forget them, that's it. And it's always the same cycle. So that can't end until we answer that, at least. You get me?
There's 2 aspects that I speak about with my friends a lot when it comes to drill and I think when it comes to music in general, and even just the issue that we have. And the first thing is that we don't have any aftercare. Like, me myself, like, growing up where I grew up, I've seen some traumatic things, but there's never been any aftercare. I've never had any therapy or whatever it is. And then how I relate that is that I feel like when it comes to drill and all types of music where we have rap or expressionism, people are literally having their own therapy through the music. So rather than us focusing on the fact that, actually, hold on, look, this young man or even this young woman is speaking about something that they've been through and they're expressing their pain maybe for the first time ever in the form of music, instead of doing that and looking at the pain of which they're expressing, we're focusing on this demonizing the music and demonizing the people. And I was saying that to a friend the other day, and is that kind of what you're trying to get at as well? I guess what you're saying.
I'm trying to get at that. Britain, is an amazing country, Man's never gonna just diss the place that man's grew up in. I'm gonna diss the people running it. I'm not gonna diss the place that man's grew up to live in. The main thing is that this society, as amazing as it can be and the opportunities it can give you, at the same time, it's very sick. And why it's very sick is because we create this ourselves in society, like, not us, but the people that are much older and have been in control of all television, Ofcom, all these things. You put on Big Brother and then you heighten people to fight. We watch Big Brother for fight.
100%. Yeah.
You only just, like, I don't know when this is going to get aired. Jeremy Kyle just gone. You've been preying on the poor for how long? Looking for man that have got 4 baby mums, bringing him on to do DNA tests, do lie detector, mocking the poor, mocking the people that's underprivileged.
True.
So this is all we see. We see people fighting on the stage. We're looking for that. We're looking for these little bits of attention. You show us EastEnders, you're showing us constant drama, and then you're expecting us now, in real life, to not create these dramas. For this not to be what it is. But you've been feeding this to man. You're putting, predators in the front page of the Sun, this, terrorism, this, that. So you're heightening people's awareness to negativity. Then when negativity reaches your front door, now all of a sudden you've got a problem. It don't make no sense.
That's 100% true. And I 100% agree with that as well. Even in terms of like how I grew up and how many of us grew up in certain areas, it's like we become so desensitized to certain types of violence.
You told me who watches Big Brother to see a love story.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, there ain't no such thing.
It's true.
Man are watching Love Island to see if, did he take his girlfriend? He's going to knock him out.
It's all drama.
It's all drama. It's all what it is. So how is that any different to what's happening on the street?
True.
It's the same thing, but it's just more real on the streets. It's not. There's no cameraman and security to stop the fight.
True.
That's literally what it is. And you create this society, feed it to man from 7 years old. Man grow up with all these things and just think, yeah, this is what life is. If I got a problem with a guy, I just punch him out like Phil and Grant. Yeah. Why not? And there ain't no surprise. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. That's what it is. That's what I've been shown. Phil and Grant handle their business like men, so that's how I'm meant to handle my business. Yeah. If it's not that, then what is it? Yeah. Like Danny Dyer's doing the same thing, and that's the same thing I kind of say. Like how I speak on television seems to be like talked down upon, but when Danny Dyer's calling David Cameron a twat and all these things and a wanker and that, my man's not saying nothing because his way of talking is accepted. Because of Mary Poppins. But my thing is not accepted. But Danny Dyer lives on the same road as man, like in terms of the type of person he is. And he can understand me, I can understand him. But then that's the bias of our country. The same way when you turn on the news at 10 o'clock, you don't hear a man with a Geordie accent. Because there's a bias. There's a bias towards accents, towards, that's not English, let's just shove that down, Scouse accent on the TV. Ooh, like there's a bias. We need to get over these biases. These biases ain't gonna get us nowhere.
True. And you're speaking about words, that takes me nicely into what I want to speak about next. Now, I know you did a Channel 4 piece where you used the words of politicians. Some of the words that you used were such as, I won't rest until she is chopped up into bags in my freezer, by, I believe that was George Osborne, who was a former chancellor. And then there was another one where you said, get on your knees, bitch, which was spoken by Clive Lewis, who was an MP. And then the last one, which is probably the most shocking, was where I believe Anne-Marie Morris, who was an MP, said, now it's not all doom and gloom. Now let's get to the real nigger in the woodpile. These statements are atrocious, bro. And I can't help but think if it was a young black man who made these statements, they would have been vilified by the media. So how do politicians get away with it?
It's kind of funny you say that because there's one that you didn't say that a person got in trouble. It was from that song, I said the pickaninnies line.
Oh, yeah.
With Boris Johnson talking about black people. Yeah. And then a black MP actually hollered me on the Twitter and that. And he actually went to go fight Boris Johnson in the House of Parliament in the corridor.
I didn't even know that.
Nobody knows that. Security brought them. He said, call me a pickaninny to my face.
Is that Lammy?
Yeah, it wasn't even Lammy still, but it was the next one. But he said, call me a pickaninny to my face. And he held man up against the wall. And then he said, hey. And security came. Nobody really knows this. My man, Boris Johnson, got his lights knocked out in Houses of Parliament for his statements. And this is what happens on road. Man say something about someone's mum. Man say something about steal food from man or something. Man get their lights knocked out. But you would never imagine Boris Johnson's going to get an altercation for saying racism. But this is what it is. So why is it when Boris Johnson is like, basically he's riding out on ops, you might as well say that. That's how he's going on. He's having fights in House of Parliament. That's how I see it now. You swear down, you're looking to do fisticuffs in Houses of Parliament. So in my mind, it's like raw. And obviously it's because of the song. But I was glad about that because I was like, you know what? When you said those lines, and then you said the things about the jewel scene, and you said the things about the Muslim ladies being letterboxes and that. Letterboxes because they're wearing burqas and that. But that's their culture and thing. But you're calling them letterboxes and that. Bro, it's a lot of stuff. This is the people that we're gonna trust to like look after our children's education and decide if our mums should be getting disability benefit and things like this. These are the people man are putting in charge. Man that think like that. This is a person that's going to probably run for prime minister of this country. Like, this is dire times that we're in. This is Donald Trump era. This is what it is. It's like, it's severe, extreme politics. And it's like, what I'm trying to do is fight fire with fire. That's why I'm saying there's no wrong in what they said and there's no right because we're human beings. If you don't take human beings as they are, which is like the jewel scene, take that raw. There's going to be some good in this world, but there's going to be some bad. If we don't have some bad, how can we appreciate the good?
True.
And that's literally it. Like, man's not out here to make Ellie Goulding music. You know what I'm trying to say? That's her job. Ellie Goulding, if you start doing the drill thing, I'm going to start questioning Wagwan. Because that's not your job, innit? Your job is to do them little songs and that.
Yeah.
And my job is to do this.
Yeah.
And keep it true so that when man want to hear something hard, they listen to me, Ross, Taze, whatever.
Yeah.
When they want to listen to the fairy thing and get married, they listen to Ellie Goulding.
But you know what? Yeah, what's upsetting for me though is that it took for you to have to highlight this in a way of a song for any type of action to be taken. And what's even worse for me is that the action had to be taken by someone themselves in person. Why has he not been held to account by any other type of official authority?
They're not going to be held to official authority because it's like Brexit in itself. Everyone always asks, why is Brexit happening? I don't got all the answers, but the one thing I can say is landowners of this country, whether it be Mr. John C. Smith, whatever his name is, who owns the land, he wants Brexit. Why would he not want Brexit? Because if me and you own this land and then there's pure man living on our land, but we want to put the taxes up or we want to build some industrial thing, privatized, and we can't do it because of EU laws and these next men are deciding things in Brussels on our land. And I'm thinking, wow, bare immigrants, all this. These men ain't even paying me what I need. I don't care about these men. This is literally what's going on right now. These men are in control of the House of Lords. 100%. These men are in control of the real thing. Because the hood don't understand politics, which is what my job's trying to do. They don't understand politics. Man, them don't even understand their own rights.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you don't understand your own rights, you're a person without a purpose. You're literally out here just living to survive. You're not, and on what they're giving you. Whether you're paying taxes, what taxes, where do your taxes contribute towards? Do people even know this? They don't even know what their taxes contribute towards. They don't even know how much they should be getting taxed. What's legal, what's not. What is the difference between private education and public education? People don't even know these things. True. So the reality is, it's all about an education system that's been withheld from people. And that is why these politicians can't be chastised, because they know, how can you lot do me anything when you're so stupid? That's how they see the man them. Yeah. That's how they see half of society. You lot are stupid. You lot could never do me anything. You think if I say something racist that is this big on a wide stage, I'm gonna get sacked? Yeah. You think it works like that?
Yeah, it's mad.
They know how the thing works. That's why my job is here, to not make them famous, but infamous. Because when you're infamous, the people will rise up and something will happen.
Of course. Now, you did an amazing song, something that I really respected and appreciated, because I felt like you encapsulated the situation so well. NI Backstop, for me, was a song that educated, but also encapsulated the argument so well. What made you want to do that?
Because my main ops is the government. My main ops is the people that's putting us down. And I wanted to show not just the drill scene that fighting against one another is pointless, but that we're killing each other. And when I say killing each other, I don't mean just like physically. I mean hypothetically. I mean in every sense of the word, we're killing each other. Like we're killing our own opportunities to get ahead. And these lot are just laughing because like when I'm saying certain lines like, before the referendum, did the average Joe know what Brexit was? Did they, before the referendum, not after, when we're saying Brexit and saying the buzzword, did they know what the Brexit was? No, they didn't. They had no clue. Otherwise you wouldn't have been driving around with big buses saying, 150 million, 350 million is going back to the NHS, which is a lie. Which right now, why is no one in jail for that? Because if I'm a fraud man, some uncle was coming saying, yo, we're going to be putting blah, blah, blah in your account. You'd be like, yo, uncle, you putting that in my account, That better be in jail. The minute you say, this didn't go in my account, he was lying, he took my details, all of a sudden, more money's going out of my account. That's what's basically happening to us right now. More money's going to be going out of our accounts, not going back in. We're getting robbed. But you were able to say 350 and got your vote through, and now we're all effed.
What do you think should happen? Because like obviously that 350 million going back to the NHS was on a big red bus by Boris Johnson. It's been discredited, obviously. It's not true. What do you think should happen to MPs who abuse our trust as a general public like that?
To be fair, when you're doing something so important, I know it sounds extreme, you have to do jail time. You have to. Guys are doing jail time for less on the roads. Just joint enterprise. If you know what that is, that's you was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
You never did anything. You never touched anything. You weren't a part of anything. You were there. So if you were there with Boris Johnson when he's saying 350 million, knowing that there's an L pensioner who is actually truly believing in that policy. She actually believes in the NHS. She might have even been a retired nurse and she believes in this country and believes in that. And you misled that woman with 350 million to then rob from her pension now because that's how she's going to have to pay that back. What? You're telling me there's no jail time? There's no joint enterprise?
It's true.
There's nobody investigating that. There's nobody saying, how did there was no commissions board or somebody to say, like, how did this even come about? But what it takes for Drilly to say it, to make everyone even question what's going on.
Let me get back into you though as well, because there's a few more lyrics in NI Backstop that I wanted to speak about. Another line that you had here that I thought was good as well is when you said, the single market don't mean nothing to man on road, don't try sell man dreams. Elaborate on exactly the position that you were coming from when you said that.
The single market, is what they're aiming for. The single market doesn't mean jack crap. We know this. Don't mean nothing to man on road. No one's caring about that because I done said, you didn't even teach us finances. So how you could put the single market on the news at the bottom along Sky all you want. Don't mean nothing to nobody. Everybody's still getting on with their day. All they know is that when they go to work, there's a thing that says tax and then something's taken. That's what they're caring about. They don't care about no single market or whatever. They care about when you go to the mortgage broker, what's he giving you?
Yep.
That's what man care about. Is he going to break man a decent bread? Is the housing market going to be the same after Brexit, or are they going to fall in price? This is what people want to know. But the single market and all these things that you man are aiming for, government-wise, that's your own aspirations. That's your own thing. That's nothing to do with us. So don't sell us dreams that you're doing us a favor, because you ain't doing us no favor. Because the taxes will still be the same, regardless if we're in or out of Brexit. The opportunities of becoming a homeowner in somewhere like London is going to be the same. You're giving up people the best opportunity of 37k a year, but for a job. But then you need to make 5 times your wage to be a homeowner. So the highest man's going to get is 130, 160. So the normal house in London is like 280.
Exactly.
So realistically, what's man living in a barn? So realistically, this is what it is.
It's true.
But you're not teaching no one in school this from 16 so that they know that, I need to maybe think about doing finance trading or I need to know what's Forex then. You're not teaching man nothing. You're teaching man, like I said, square root of pi and teaching man about mice of men and these nonsense things. Where I'm not saying that it's nonsense, but what is Lenny and these man doing for me? He's not doing nothing for me, cuz. He's not doing nothing for me. That's the truth of the reality. He's not doing nothing for me. Because when it really, really boils down, and I'm there with the bank man, and he's saying, so this is what your statement's been, So you've been keeping it to this. I can't start telling him about a massive man and Lenny. I have to tell man about, I've been doing this business for 2 years. This has been my returns. I have to come with real things, big man things, which is you're not teaching me. You're not even showing me how it's done. But the brothers that are on the other side of the echelon of the elitist thing, you've already showed these man these things.
And we speak about how much people knew in terms of like voting in the referendum. It's becoming clear to me that a lot of people didn't know what they were voting for. So therefore, if we didn't know what we were voting for, how legit was the vote to leave Europe?
There was no legit vote to leave Europe because no one knew what leaving Europe meant. And now that this is why we're in this mess right now, because now we're meant to leave. How come we ain't left? If it was so simple, just vote to leave. 350 million going back to the NHS. Why ain't we left yet? We ain't left because there's nothing to leave to go to. We're going to the abyss. It's like basically like, I don't know, you're with a girlfriend, then God forbid you have an accident and you lose your legs. But the day before you lost your legs, you was telling your girl, blood, your butters anyway. You think man need you? You think I need you? Do you think I need you? Let me tell you something about yourself, Then the next day, bam, man's got no legs. Man's like, babe, I need to get to the shop, Can you drive me?
I thought you don't need me though.
That's it. That's where we're at right now. This is Brexit. This is Brexit because you're realizing, oh my days, we never actually knew it was this. And this is the politicians. They ain't children. It ain't a children's mistake. This ain't some 14-year-old that's just, oh, sorry, mum, I cocked up. It's not that. It's the prime minister of our country making a mistake that is looking like a joke worldwide. If we can have a generation where the parents can teach their children these ethics from the get-go, just simple politics, just what certain things mean, where money gets distributed, how the country really works, then I think you'll give kids opportunity to really, really make a change in this country, and not just make a change, but to implement change. Because I think previously generations, people have not really tried to march and do all these things. Like maybe the people that were always going to march, there's always activist type people. I brought them along in my journey, and they're really amazing people because they care about the environment, they care about the greater goal. And that's amazing for a human being to care about the greater goal, or even to care about another person that's not even related to him. But those people are rare. The majority needs to be on that. The only reason that the majority would be on that is if, in a mad way, selfish reasons, if they feel it affects them. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show everybody, this affects you, so get in gear. This affects you. You're going to get affected by this. And when I say get affected by this, I mean, you're going to get affected by the fact that the country's been run very shit. And the country's been run very bad by people that haven't thought out the next steps of the actions they're taking today. So we leave Brexit. You leave Parliament in like maybe 2 years. Then what?
What happens after? It's true. Bro, listen, you are an inspiration. I appreciate what you're doing. In fact, it's needed what you're doing. And I wish you nothing but the best. You've always got my support as well.
100%,
Thank you for speaking to me. I appreciate it, bro.